Katt Williams exposes the comedy industry. It is a stand-up set takedown. Katt Williams just set the comedy industry up for punchlines with his truth bomb. The wild-eyed genius who dominated the stage until, poof, he vanished.
It's just a new change. It's a new era. They say you don't miss what you got until it's gone. And Barack Obama is gone, children.
Only to return mic in hand, revealing the dark side of laughter. Look at all of us thinking comedy was just the kind of stuff that cracks us up. But behind the scenes, piles of dirt, enough to fill a clown car. We are talking about stolen jokes, cutthroat competition, and even a sprinkle of Illuminati rumors. Don't gasp until you hear the names on the list as the video progresses. Grab your seatbelt, the ride will be rough. It was January 3rd, and Katt Williams honored an interview invitation for a podcast from Club Shay Shay. There is an enticing alcoholic drink on the table between Shannon Sharpe, his interviewer, and him. They take a sip at the wine before the interview begins. Well, you would understand these little details because of what happened next. Shannon thanked Katt for honoring the invite, and that was like the trigger Katt needed to start talking. Katt said that he honored it solely because Shannon has made the club a safe place to tell the truth. After all, he normally is very selective about the interviews to attend. He went ahead to point out to Shannon that despite being a safe place for telling the truth, he has watched his colleagues, whom he called lowbrow comedians, lie to him without him knowing. Katt wasn't about to beat around the bush because he had specific names on his lips, pointed directly at the liars and what lies they told. At this point, it was like Katt took over the interview. Shannon could not ask probing questions anymore. He was only able to chip in his curiosity on whether Katt, had come to set the record straight. Exactly what Katt was ready to do with a lot of strange energy. That got Shannon wondering if he had become tipsy. Well, he was not alone in that thought because, hell yeah, Katt was blabbing in high spirits. Just thanks it wasn't any blab. He was revealing some real information out there that the podcast was far from finishing before it hit virally. His truth bullet first landed on Kevin Hart.
Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person.
He outrightly questioned his rise to stardom, noting that even the best in the industry, like himself, didn't travel on such a smooth and easy road, suggesting Hart's path was paved with something besides pure talent, because according to Katt, no one has ever heard of such spontaneous rise in the industry. Katt said Hart already had his shots before he arrived, and that is very questionable. He also pointed out that Hart's roles are stereotypical too and rely on offensive humor, something unnecessary. He recounted occasions when roles he should have played were given to Hart instead, especially because he chose to stick to his standards. So it was obvious the industry is more favorable to Hart and rather discriminates against him. Next up, he mentions Cedric.
Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke?
Yeah.
He said it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018?
Here had a whole drama of displaying a walrus sitting position, folks. As he recalls, Cedric once told Shannon in one of these interviews why he isn't a movie star. Katt said he lied, rather correcting that he wasn't a movie star because he could not write any movie or maybe one that was worth producing. He utterly reduced Cedric to nothing when he said that even though Cedric claims to be an entertainer, which involves singing, dancing, and telling jokes, when he entered the industry, everyone found out he couldn't sing, dance, or even tell jokes. Then what makes him an entertainer is now the question for us, right? Katt didn't leave that out. Well, Cedric tried his shots at writing jokes and did 4 specials, but he claimed Cedric's attempts at jokes bombed so hard they never made it to streaming on Netflix and Tubi. Oh god, Katt repeated that for the audience to hear. What is more? Kanye West. We don't know what the relationship between Kanye and Katt is, but it would not be a good one. Katt isn't impressed by the Kanye hype, and he didn't bat an eyelid to say that it was so unnecessary to make noise over someone you know is not very okay when he shows it in his behavior. He was referring to Kanye West. He added that he sees the fuss Kanye always gets as undeserving. Katt says the attention he gets makes him feel like Yeezus and blames all of that on those who tell him he is a genius. What came next seems more like an attack than stating the truth. Katt veered into his family life and rather said he married a loose woman, intentionally showing he desired to base his family on such a backdrop, ultimately driving home his point of someone who could be mentally lacking, questioning what exactly the comedy industry wants from him. Now here comes another awful one. Steve Harvey. Katt goes off on Steve that he cannot be a movie star because over 30,000 new scripts get churned out in Hollywood every year, but no one wants him. He reminded Shannon that Steve once told him, also in an interview as his, that he quit doing stand-up comedy because he's got 7 TV shows. But no, he exposes Harvey's story about quitting stand-up because of TV shows as a farce. The real reason? A humiliating comedy clash with Katt himself, witnessed by 10,000 roaring fans in Detroit. The 7 TV shows only came later, not before he stopped. He claims Steve stole his story about being homeless at a point in his life, stating he was never homeless. Katt also pointed out that Steve used it to win show tours, making about $3,000 in cash for each one. Katt also says it is not one of the fake stories the lowbrow comedian tells, especially as he adds to the story of being homeless. "I'm where I am now thanks to my wife." But he goes ahead to divorce her afterwards and remarry, still having the same story. So which wife exactly? Then Ricky Smiley's claim that Katt's role on Friday After Next was originally for him, turned in, was the next issue. The real truth in the case, Katt says, was that Ricky could not do cuss words due to his Christian fan base, emphasizing it is the reason he plays a woman's role in most movies than he plays a man. He also states point blank that Ricky can't act. He also said Ricky has been outstandingly bad, that he put it down in his contracts never to cast with him unless it's in a dress, which exactly happened in the next movie Ricky would cast in First Sunday. He wore a dress, and that was because it was in his contract. Katt says he put him there because he always plays good women, and he believes in putting the best actors where they fit best. Ricky replied to this on the 4th, stating that he didn't audition for the role, but Katt got it because he made it funnier and he was happy for him. But who are we to believe? Is Ricky Smiley secretly allergic to profanity, or just a victim of Katt's outlandish storytelling? Again, Katt throws down the gauntlet right at Wanda Smith, warning her not to even think about playing dirty because there's no way she could win in a comedy brawl. With calling him gay, Katt admits recognizing that Wanda's fans hold the gay card close. But here's the twist, using gay as an insult? Wanda's barking up the wrong rainbow flag. Apparently the LGBTQ+ community themselves aren't exactly offended by the term. So what gives Wanda the right to throw shade like that? Plus, accusing him of belonging to a community he's not even part of? Talk about grasping at straws. The heat turned on, Faison love. Katt starts by saying he duly recognizes funnier comedians than himself, but the only person that has a different opinion is Faison. But the shade doesn't stop there. Katt throws jabs quicker than a hummingbird on Red Bull. He went, Faison talks about real stand-up people? That's like letting a juiced-up gym rat judge the Olympics. Get real, dude. It's a comedy SmackDown Royale, and guess who's wearing the crown? Katt Williams. Now, who's next to get roasted? Place your bets. Katt's not done yet. He said he knew his coming into the industry was going to expose a lot, and he even paid informants to bring every information to him. Little wonder he revealed so much that we cannot get it all covered in this video. So see you in the next video, where all lies are exposed, including every romance with the devil. This is a chance to see behind the curtains, and we are not taking any chances. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments section.